Yep. Okay, so we are going to do upper body. We're going to focus. Well, we're not going to focus particularly on shoulders, but we are going to be doing shoulders. And we are going to be using all of our toys. So ball roller. We will have the stick nearby. So, right, so sitting on your mat. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in, look down at those feet. Make sure they're parallel. Big breath out. So rub those hands down those legs, reaching forward. So I was just saying to Emma, which has been qualified by her physio, it is so important for the upper back to be open, because you cannot have glute control if your upper back is bent. It's mechanics. If your back is in a C shape, your pelvis angle is open, and then your glutes are not at stretch, they're floppy, they're loose. When you have your pelvis vertical, your glutes become at stretch, and then you can stabilize and engage them, but you can't get that open unless you're open at the top. So reaching down towards those feet, let those knees come a bit soft. So likewise, we can't open the chest and the upper back if we tighten our hips. So we have to be loose everywhere. So everything affects everything. So pulling forwards onto those thighs, stretching through those glutes, stretching through that lower back. And here, push that head above those feet, lengthen that spine. Push that right knee down and release, and then push that left knee down. And then push both knees down, pushing through the back, pushing the head over the toes. And then sit yourself up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders back and down and round. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, roll them back and down and round. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, pop those fists on the floor, lift that chest up and forward. Use those heels and pull yourself forward. Pull those knees down towards the floor, being a nice L. Use your hands or your arms as props, so as if your body is the trunk of a tree that's falling over and the sticks are pushing it up, not leaning back on those hands. Take that chin all the way up into the sky, really stretch through that throat, that neck, really feel the stretch on the chin all the way down to your pubic bone, so challenge yourself, push yourself forward, and then bring that chin all the way down into the chest. And challenge yourself to feel it down through the back of the neck, through those shoulders. Turn the eyes to the right side of that right leg and stretch through that left side of the neck. Pull the shoulders together and then swoop the head down and through. Lifting up that chest, looking at the left side of that left leg, feel the stretch through that shoulder. Bring those eyes all the way down and through, back to the right side of the right leg, and just rotate that face. And then bring those eyes back through. Look to the left of the left leg. Rotate that face a little bit clockwise, a little bit anti-clockwise. And then bring those eyes back to the center. Bring those eyes up to horizontal. Keep that body vertical. Turn that head all the way around to the right. Pushing the chin over that right shoulder, taking the ear right, lifting the chest up. Keep those eyes horizontal, turn the head back to straight, and then take it all the way around to the left. Keep those vertebra and discs flat to flat. Turn that head looking over that left shoulder. Bring that head back to center. Take those hands off the floor, put them on your legs, roll your hands all the way forward, soften your knees, pop your fingers over your toes. Put the toes in the wrist, and then put the fingertips in the arch of the foot and push those toes away from you. Stretch through those armpits. So use this to stretch through the armpits. Push that right toe, stretch that right arm, right shoulder, right armpit, right side, all the way down through that lower back. And then release and push the left foot all the way through the armpit, through the left side, through that lower back. And release and push both toes away. And then release those toes and sit yourself all the way up tall again. Lift that chest up, put the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind, turn, using that right hand as a prop again, not leaning on it, just it's holding you vertical. And then back to the front. And put that right hand on the left knee, left hand behind, same thing, lift and turn. And then come back round to the front. Bring those arms up in front, breathing in and on the out breath, slowly, slowly through that lower back. Push that pelvis down to the floor. Push the crest of that pelvis down to the floor. Feel those vertebrae one at a time go down to the ground slowly. All the way down. Take those arms all the way over the head. Breathing in. Put those thumbs on the floor, palms together, little fingers up, and stretch those hands away like you've got them diving into a swimming pool. Reaching and stretching those arms away. Now pull those shoulders down towards the waist. And push those shoulders all the way up towards the ears, stretching. Feel those shoulder blades moving up and down the ribs. Pull the shoulders down towards the waist. Keeping the body still, the torso still. Push those arms away, reach those shoulder blades. So you should be moving your hands about a hand span and then pulling them down, or maybe half. Pull those shoulders down, keep them there, bring those hands all the way up into the sky, holding them palms together, still reach those hands up, push the spine into the floor, and then pull those hands into the floor. Shoulders into the floor, and then push those hands up, pushing that spine into the floor, and then pushing those shoulders into the floor, keeping those arms straight. Take those hands out wide, back to the hands, down to the floor. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Feel them. If you need to shimmy your body because the inside edge has got caught, try to get those shoulders like plates flat on your back. Push those hands out and wide, keeping them on the floor. Pull those shoulders towards. Bring those hands all the way up to the sky, keeping those shoulders there. Take hold of those hands together. Push those hands up to the sky, stretching through those further back, pushing the spine into the floor, push the back of the head into the floor, jaw in the core, push that lower back into the floor. Release everything, pull those shoulders into the ground, arms still above you, pull those hands out wide, back to the hands to the floor, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Breathing in, bring those arms all the way down by your side, hands together over your stomach. Lifting those hands up, chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way back up, all the way forward, soften those knees as you roll all the way over. And then reaching one more time, stretching through that back, stretching forward, and then bring yourself up to vertical and bring in that roller. So bringing in the roller, feet flat on the floor. So look down your body, feet parallel, knees parallel, legs at hip distance apart. Take hold of the head in the hands, breathing in. On the out breath, push that chest up to the sky, let that head come down. Empty those lungs. It's at the end, bring that head back up. It's at the end of the out breath that you get the maximum release. Move the roller a touch, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in as you bring the head back up. Move the roller. Breathe out. Over we go. Push the tailbone in the floor. Push the breastbone up to the sky. And then bring that head all the way back up as you breathe in. Move the roller a few more. And then breathe out. Pushing the breastbone up. Letting that head come down. Breathe in. Bring that head back up. And then one more, moving the roller up. Breathing in. And then out. Let that head go down. Let that breastbone come up. Probably resting the head on the back of the head on the roller. rocking it from side to side, pushing the thumb at the base of the skull. Pushing the thumb at the base of the skull. And then take the head in the hands. And then keeping the head low, roll that roller down to those bottom ribs, slowly down, slowly, slowly, slowly. I'm not there yet, and I'm there now. And then change direction, go back up. Keep that body arched. Use your feet to pull you. All the way to the top, I'm at the top, all the way back down again, slowly arching, push that breastbone up high. Stretching through those ribs as you come down to the bottom ribs. And then slowly back up. And then leaning onto that right side. Slowly down, keeping the head low, keeping the bum low. Just over on the right of my spine. And then keep going all the way over onto the right. All the way over. So I'm taking 2 or 3 rolls. All the way down. And then all the way back up. Okay, I'm on the right. So make sure you go into those lower ribs. And then I'm slowly going to massage, rolling a little forward and back. All the way through that, through the base of that shoulder blade. I'm going to do a bit of a shimmy there. A little bit of an up and down. And then I'm going to come through that shoulder blade into that armpit. I'm just going to do a little bit of shimmy in the armpit. And a little bit of circling, shimmying, whatever you want to call it, all the way back down through that edge of that shoulder blade. All the way down to the base of it. And then I'm going to roll straight through it, up to the top again, and then take myself back onto my back. So we're going to do the tennis ball as well. So I'm over on the back, let that head relax. So if you need to rest the head on the arm, that's fine. If you want to bend that arm up. So I'm just bending the arm up, changes the position of the shoulder, but that's okay. All the way over, back onto the back. Stretching over that roller. And then going all the way over onto that left side. All the way down. And then onto just on the left here. Through those left ribs. And then over onto that left side. So through those bottom ribs, middle ribs, through that armpit. So you can rest your bum on the ground if you want, rocking forwards and backwards. Taking that roller back up to that armpit. And then back down again. Really working through the tight spots. And then stop that roller in the bra strap area. Lengthen those legs out straight. Take that left arm straight on the floor. Take that right arm over the top. Reach and stretch through that right side. Lift your hips up off the floor a bit, stretching through that right side. And you can roll a little bit forward and back, and then bring that right arm back in. So I use my left arm to help my right arm. Bring that right leg up, bend that left leg, roll that roller again. Through that armpit, and then back over onto the back. And then we're going to go over onto the other side. So I don't like to do that laying over like that until we've mobilized everything, because it's just quite hard. All the way down, I'm going to go over onto that right side again, into that bra strap area, pushing that right arm out straight, putting that right leg out straight, putting that left leg on top, bring that right arm over the top, lift those hips up, reaching, stretching, breathing in, rocking forward and back a little bit, forward and back a little bit, and then moving that, bending the knee in, bending the arms in, moving that roller through that side, and then back onto the back. Supporting the head if you need. Opening that chest. And then bring that head all the way up. Use the elbows on the roller if you need. And bring yourself up to vertical. Move that roller out of the way. And take hold of the ball. Okay. Taking hold of the tennis ball. I'm going to lie down, I'm going to drop it in, I'm going to do my right arm first. So dropping that ball in, I drop it into the base of the shoulder blade. So wherever you want to drop it in, it doesn't matter, we're going to go all the way around. So wiggle it in the spot you put it in. If you find a lump, which I found a knot there already, I'm going to lift my bum up slightly and put a bit more pressure on it, so it's quite intense, but just break down some of those lumps and bumps. Breathing in, breathing out. And then move that ball. So I'm going to go up between the spine and the shoulder blade to start with. Rolling that ball. Rolling. So rolling that ball up through between the spine and the shoulder blade rather. Feel the areas of tension. And I just lift my right arm up and kind of just let it wobble around a bit so that the shoulder blade can be movable. Don't pin it onto the floor because then the shoulder blade stays rigid, and the whole thing is we're massaging the muscles that attach the shoulder blade onto the back. And because those muscles get tight and then they stop the shoulder from acting in the way it should act. Going to the base of the neck. So if our shoulders aren't working properly, then our upper back can be hunched, and then that leads into our glutes and our knee stability and ankle stability. So rolling the ball in the base of the neck. So I could lift my bum right up in the air to drive down on the top of that. I can support my bum with my other hand so I can get into the neck, the top of the shoulder. And then move that ball across to the outside edge of my shoulder. Get the hood of my jumper out of the way. And then roll that ball through the outside of the shoulder. And then roll that ball down. Roll that ball down. And I can roll a bit, I'm going to tip onto my side a bit so that I can get down this outside edge into some of the attachment points. And then just shimmy myself through. I might have to grab the ball with the hand if it's too much to. So the base of the shoulder blade is a really that bra strap area is where the muscles get tight. They try to control the shoulder. They're the ones that pull in, and then the shoulder can wing out off the spine, and that causes neck and upper back tension. And then go along the bottom of that shoulder blade. And then a little bit back up if you want. And then bring that ball up or out, and then pop it on the other side. So rocking, again, rocking through the base of the shoulder. I've got it, I sort of start on the inside bottom corner for some reason. Rolling around there, And I've got a bit of tension on the bottom edge of both of these shoulder blades. Goes round into the base of my ribs. And a big breath in, big breath out as I put some tension on it. And then moving down so that the ball's coming up between the shoulder blade and the spine. Moving through that. So also you might find that one shoulder's sore, but actually it's because the other shoulder is tight. So it's pulling the tension unevenly, changes how the ribs sit, changes how the spine shape is, changes how the other side goes. So go all the way through that, through to the top of that shoulder blade. And then again, you can lift your bum up if you want and drive down a bit on the top where the neck comes in, moving through those muscles there. And then rolling along the top of the scapula. Again, I've got my left arm up. My right arm's just holding my hood of my jumper out of the way. And then get to the outside edge. So I very much use the back of my head to crawl around, and my feet, my bum. And then I can go over onto that side, shimmy that roller through that armpit, sorry, the ball through the armpit. And then get it to come down to the base of that shoulder blade. Really give that a good working. Good, breathing in, find those the tension there, and breathing out. And doing this again later on in the day is a good idea. This would be good for you, Emma, for sitting over the computer. Bring that ball down to the base of the shoulder. And then a little bit back up. Move that ball out of the way. So your back should feel flatter on the floor now. So lying on our back here, just get yourself, align yourself. So put your feet hip distance apart. Just lift your bum up in a kind of, not really bridging, and then put it back down. It'll put back down in the middle. Push the back of the head on the floor, lift the whole spine up, put it down. It straightens you up. Put those elbows on the floor. Let those hands fall out as far sideways as they can. Open that chest up as you do that. Pull those shoulder blades into the floor as you do that. Breathing in. Pull that spine down towards those shoulder blades. Putting those ribs down to the floor. Lengthening. Feel that chest open. Hold yourself here. Lengthen that right leg out. I should have said get your pelvis in neutral, so make sure your pelvis is neutral. Lengthen that left leg out. Pull those bottom ribs to the ground. Pull those top ribs to the ground. Have a little lift off your lower back. Holding yourself. Push your head away from your toes or your tailbone. And then just lifting the head, slide it round so the right ear comes to the floor. Keeping these arms like this, keeping these ribs on the ground. Pulling that right nostril to the ground, keeping that right ear there, really lengthen, breathing in, close your eyes, pulling that right nostril to the ground, and then sticking your tongue hard out of your mouth. Do a circle one way and then a circle the other. And then bring that tongue back in. And then stick that tongue hard out. And then bring that tongue back in. And then stick that tongue out and really open that mouth. And then release the tongue and let that nose fall further to the floor. And then let that head rock back, lift it up, bring it back up to vertical. Feel how your head feels different from one side to the other. Lift the head, turn it to the left. Put that left ear on the floor. So I want your spine straight. That's why we're lifting it and putting the ear to the floor, not just rocking the chin over. So eyes shut. Stick that tongue out as hard as you can. Do a circle one way, circle the other. Bring that tongue back in. Stick that tongue back out. Bring it back in. Do it twice more, but make sure you open your mouth as wide as you can as you stick your tongue out. Bring it in and then out. And then release, relax the face. Pull those shoulders away from the ears, let them relax, push the head away from the tailbone, make sure your ribs are all on the ground. Feel that nose can go closer to the floor. Let that head come up to the ceiling so it's straight up. Pull those shoulders away from the ears. See if you can pull the back of the hands to the floor more, keeping those ribs on the ground, pulling those ribs into the shoulders. And then release, bring those hands back up above the elbows. Take hold of your hands, push them up into the sky. Reach those hands away from the spine, pushing the spine into the floor, letting those shoulder blades pull out, and then pull those shoulders down to the ground. Take those hands all the way out wide. Breathing in, lengthen the legs, and then release the arms. Bring those knees up and turn yourself onto your right hand side. Support your head with your underneath arm. Let your knees bend to give yourself a stable base. Roll that top shoulder up to the ears around. Take that top arm up in the sky. Let that top arm, keep your shoulder away from the head, let that top arm hang back. You can tuck this top leg under the bottom leg if you want to hold that pelvis, or you can just leave them stacked. Let that arm hang back. Feel the stretch through the fascia of the arm, feel it through the chest. Let it swing up, let it swing down. Let it swing up, let it swing down. Let it swing up, let it swing down. Let it swing up, let it go all the way to the head, all the way around in front, all the way over the leg. Let the body roll back a little bit, all the way up over the head and back. Take the underneath arm out to join it. Take this left arm all the way up, all the way around, all the way over. When it meets the other hand, stop. Then go all the way upwards, all the way up over the head, all the way around, all the way back over, all the way up, all the way around, all the way back over. Join those hands together. Bring that left hand all the way up into the sky, straight over. Push those hands apart from each other. Lengthen that leg, that right leg from the head. Push those hands apart. Turn the eyes to the left. So ideally we do this again after we've done some back extension using those muscles. Bring that left hand, back up and over. Untangle those legs, roll onto your tummy. So stretching that left chest, so align yourself straight. So you might have to lift your body up a bit, put that left hand. So the forearms parallel to the long side of the mat. Right hand palm down by the bottom ribs, right knee comes up towards the waist. Tilt that torso so that you're lifting the right side up, letting the left side rest down on the floor, left ear's on the ground, stretch, feel that stretch in the chest. Hold in the stretch position and push that forearm into the ground, keeping the shoulder down, don't let it hunch up, draw the core in, keep the lower back strong, bending, lifting. Breathing in, breathing out, release the tension of the arm and stretch a bit further, lifting that side up. Lifting, feeling the stretch in the chest. And then release that arm, bend that knee, bring yourself onto that left-hand side. Support the head with the underneath arm. So we do the same on the other side. Have your knees stacked or put your top knee under your bottom knee, whichever you prefer. Bring that right hand on the floor in front, roll the shoulder up to the ear, down and back, and then take that right arm all the way up into the sky. Keep the shoulder away from the ear. Let gravity pull that arm backwards. Just lengthen, spread those fingers, feel the stretch through the fascia of the arm. Really let that hand stretch. Let that arm swing up towards the head, down towards the feet. Up towards the head, keep the shoulder away from the ear. Let it swing up, let it swing down. Up towards the head, down towards the feet. Reaching, stretching. Lengthening. Feel that fascia. And then let that hand come all the way up towards the head, over the floor in front of you, over the leg, around the back, all the way around, all the way over that head, all the way around, over onto the floor, all the way around, all the way over to the floor in front. Take the left hand out underneath. Stop those hands. Bring that right hand up over your head. Bring it on the floor, all the way around behind you, over that leg, onto the floor, all the way over your head, on the floor behind, all the way around, over that body. Stop when those hands get to each other. Bring that right hand all the way up into the sky. Bring it all the way over, keeping that right knee down, pushing that right hand away, turning the eyes right, reaching. Bring that hand all the way back. Bring that hand all the way over, reaching, stretching, lengthening, eyes looking over. Bring that hand back. One more, bring that hand all the way over, stretching through those ribs, taking the breastbone up, pulling the tummy button away from the breastbone, trying to get the shoulder on the floor, trying to keep the knee on the floor. Bring that hand back. Roll over onto your back. Bring those knees into the chest. Lift that tailbone up off the floor and release. Lift that tailbone up off the floor and release. Lift the tailbone up off the floor. Straighten that right leg out. Pulling that left knee in up to the shoulder. Pulling that left leg over the body. So we're stretching the torso, but from the bottom half. Pushing that knee down, pushing that shoulder down. Rolling onto the right side. Take hold of that left foot in the left hand. Pubic bone, look down your body. Pubic bone, tummy button, breastbone aligned. Push that left foot into that left hand. Stretch that left leg away. Feel the stretch through the front of the hip. Feel the stretch through the front of that leg. So Emma, it'd be good with this one if you had a dressing gown strap. You can wrap it around your ankle. Letting that leg go away. Pushing forward. So clench your bum when you do it on your tummy, Emma, and make sure your pubic bone's hard in the floor. Otherwise, all that happens is you lift your bum up and down. And then release that leg, roll over onto your back. Roll over onto the back, pull that knee in. Turn that leg, bring the other leg up. So we're doing the glute stretch, so however you want to do that, Emma. Pull that right knee in, push that left knee away. Push that right knee in, push that left knee away. You might do this sitting. Pulling in, stretching through that glute, pulling those shoulders away from the ears. Let that right leg go out straight on the floor. Pull that left knee in, let that left leg go out. Take those arms overhead, reach and stretch. Bring those hands up to the sky, bring that right knee in. Pull that right knee up. Pull that right knee over the body, let that right hand go away. Follow it with the eyes, push the knee to the floor, push the shoulder away. Stretch through that lower back. Roll onto the left-hand side. Support the head with the underneath arm. Make sure your pubic bone, breastbone, stomach button are in a line. Hold on to this top foot. Push that foot into the hand, lengthen it away. Feel the stretch through that hip flexor. Breathing in. Breathing out, lengthen. Release, roll back onto your back. Pull that knee back up into your armpit. Turn that leg. So we're not dwelling on the hip too much. We're just giving it a bit of a stretch. Pull that right knee, left knee in, pulling the right foot in, push that right knee away. Lengthen the shoulders from the ears. Let that left leg go out. Let go of that right foot, pull that right knee up again. Let that right leg go out. Take those arms all the way over the head. Reach and stretch. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring those hands all the way over to your side. And then roll over onto your tummy again. Rolling over onto your tummy. Swing around so I can see you. So rolling onto your tummy. Forehead on the floor. Bring those elbows so they're level with the bottom ribs, fingertips level with the top of the head. Just make sure your body's straight. Clench your bum, push your pubic bone in the floor, tighten your thighs, lift your legs up. Breathing in, draw your core in so your belly's up. Push off those forearms, lift that head and shoulders, chest up off the floor. And visualizing as usual that you're pulling the front of your breastbone towards the front of that mat. And then release everything down. Breathing in. On the out breath, roll the shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Lift that upper body, drawing the core, lift the belly up. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone into the floor, lengthen those legs, lifting them up. And then release. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Breathing in, clench the bum. Push the pubic bone in the floor, draw the core in. Push off those forearms, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Pushing the chest towards the front of the mat. So I'm really squeezing my shoulder blades to pop my chest forward. And then release. Breathing in, clench the bum, push the pubic bone in, lift those legs up, draw in the core, pull those shoulders back and down, lift those hands and forearms up and lower. Hands and forearms up and lower. Hands and forearms up, hold them. And then lift the whole arm up into the air. Tap it down. Lift those arms up. Tap those elbows down. Lift those arms up, pulling those shoulders back. Tap the elbow down. Lift the arm up, hold it. Make sure the core is drawn in. Clench with the bum, pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the ground. Lift those legs, draw that core in. Pull those shoulders back and down. Lift the hands and forearms up and lower. Hands and forearms up, hold. Lift the whole arm up. Touch the elbow down for 3 and lift. 2, make sure your belly's up. 1, hold them in the air. Belly up, legs up, pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold for 1. Lift that head and chest up off the floor. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, lead with the hand, 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands onto the floor by those bottom ribs. Push off those hands and come onto the thighs and to the knees. Rock back onto those bottom ribs. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Keep the shoulders away from the floor. Push off those hands, come off onto the thighs. So we're bending at the hip and then lower onto the bottom ribs. Push off the hands, rock onto the thighs. Straighten the arms, come onto the knees. Lower onto the thighs again. Make sure those knees are off the floor. Push off those hands, come onto the knees. Push that bum in the air and go back into child pose. Stretching through that back, lengthen it. Breathing in, breathing out. Push those hands forward, stretch through those armpits. Lengthening, breathing in, breathing out. Pushing those hands forward. Come up, pulling the knees apart, come up onto all fours and walk the body forward and come into sitting. Come into sitting. Soften those knees, have the feet on the floor. So we can do cat and dog here. We're going to pull that chest forward, push the head and the head and the neck back. And then we're going to round, just leaving the hands where they are, rounding. So we're keeping the head kind of above the crutch, just bowing the body out backwards, and then pulling the body and bowing it out forward, squeezing, and then lifting that body up, pushing those knees down, holding ourselves vertical. Grab that stick in. Grab that stick. So I think you've all got long sticks. So long, I mean a meter, about a meter long. So hold on to each end of the stick. Put the right end down on the floor and hold it. Push the left hand over your head so that the stick comes vertical. Breathing in. On the out breath, push the stick over sideways, but it stays in column from your front to back of the mat, but it's pushing away from you. So you're stretching through that side, and the stick's keeping you in column. So you're not leaning forward, you're not leaning back. And then push off that right hand, bring yourself up. And then put the left hand on the floor with the end of the stick. And then push that right hand up over the head. Push that stick away. So we stretch through that side, stretch through that shoulder, stretch through that armpit. It keeps you in column. Lift that chest up. Don't let the chest collapse. Brilliant. Look at you all. Marvelous. And then release, pushing off that left hand. Bring yourself up to straight. Hold shoulder width apart. Pull those toes to your nose. Pull onto the front bottom. Push that stick out in front. Bring that stick to the chest, pulling the shoulders back. Push that stick out in front. Bring that stick back to the chest, elbows behind. Using your feet to keep your heels, to keep on your seat bones. Push that stick out in front. Bring that stick straight up into the sky, lift the chest up. Take that stick down in front, keeping the shoulders where they are. So the seam of my shoulder hasn't changed. Take that stick up in the sky. Bring that stick down behind your head. Keeping that chest up, push that stick up into the sky. Bring that stick down behind your head. Lifting that chest. Move the stick backwards for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it away, push it straight up. Bring it straight down. Push it straight up. Bring it straight down. Keep the chest up. Keep the head still. Push it straight up. Bring it straight down. Push it straight up. Bring it down, hold it. Turning to the left. Lifting the chest as you turn. Back to center. Turning to the right, lifting the chest as you turn. Back to center. Turning left, lifting the chest. Back to center. Turning right. Back to center. Pushing that stick up. Bringing it over in front. Bringing it back towards the chest. Bend the knees, lean back. Keep that chest high. Push that stick forward. Feel how it relieves off the knees as you probably collapse a bit. Pull that stick back, lift that chest up. Sorry, off the thighs, I mean. Hold it back. Feel how your thighs get involved. Turn left. Turn right. Turn left. Turn right. Back to center. Pushing the stick forward. Take it above the head. Bring it down behind you. Open that chest. Lift yourself up to vertical. Come onto the front bottom. So I have bent my knees. Lift yourself up. Lean back. Lengthen through the tummy. Good. Through the chest. Loosen that head. Move that neck. Bring yourself up. Push that stick up into the sky. Bring it all the way over. Bring it to the chest. Put it forward. And then leaning forward, drop it down over those toes. Push those feet away, push those toes away. Stretch through that upper back. Feel the stretch all the way down to your sacroiliac joint and your tailbone. Make sure your feet are parallel. Push the right foot a bit more. Push the left foot a bit more. Let those toes come back. Put the stick on the floor there. Hands on your feet. Lift yourself up to vertical. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Put the right hand on the left knee, left hand behind, turn, lifting that chest. Looking over that right shoulder. Back round to the front. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind, lift and turn the other way. Looking over that shoulder, back round to the front. Lift that chest up. Bring those hands all the way up into the sky. Let those hands go all the way out wide. Bring those hands together all the way up into the sky, breathing in. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, breathing out. Look up to the sky, reach those hands up. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Bring those hands out wide. Rest them on your legs and roll your shoulders. Well done. Good effort, everybody.